Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks so much for joining me, Kelsey Marier, your host and producer of Morning Pulse, every weekday morning at 8:30 right here in KTTC's digital studio. Today I have four news stories to bring you today from northern Iowa and southeast Minnesota. It's also a first alert day in our weather department, and so I'm going to touch on the impacts of the weather for today so that you can be prepared and know what to expect for our Friday. And then I will let you go for the rest of your day. Hopefully these quick headlines are helpful for you and in a quick format on a digital platform that you can still get your news and weather and then move on with the rest of your day. I know we're all busy these days, and so we still want to make sure that you are able to get the news headlines that you need. So with that, we are going to start with our very first story, which is covering Iowa and Minnesota. So what we have to tell you today is that the conflict in Iran, as we know, has claimed the lives of 6 American service members. Some of those are from Minnesota and Iowa. So because of that, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds is promising support for those families of the 2 Iowa soldiers who were killed in Kuwait. So the governor has ordered flags to fly at half staff until Sergeant Declan Cody and Major Jeffrey O'Brien are officially laid to rest. Now, Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn says a dignified transfer for them is set for tomorrow. Again, that's for the 2 fallen Iowa soldiers. Meanwhile, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has also ordered flags at half staff in honor of Sergeant First Class Nicole M. Amore. She was from White Bear Lake. They all were killed in that drone strike, again in Kuwait, over the weekend, this past weekend. So that if you see any flags flying at half staff from here on out, that is why. All right, next up, we have a story out of Zumbrota where we have learned that a person is actually in critical condition after being hit by a truck. This happened around 5:25 on Wednesday afternoon, early evening on 2nd Street West and West Avenue. So police have said that a pedestrian was walking in the crosswalk in that area when they were hit by a truck. Medical crews ended up airlifting that victim to Mayo Clinic St. Mary's. An investigation into this collision is now ongoing. So we'll follow this story and share any updates about the victim, about the driver, as soon as we learn those details. Next up, we want to tell you about something in the election world, I guess, the local election world, that is. We have a new candidate running for a seat in the Minnesota House of Representatives. On your screen, you see Albert Lee native Keith Van Beek. He is officially throwing his hat into the race for District 23A. I'll tell you exactly what areas that seat covers in just a minute, but more about Van Beek himself so you can get to know him. He currently serves on the Albert Lea City Council. He was elected for that 2 years ago in 2024. According to his campaign, Van Beek is planning to focus on restoring accountability in state government, as well as expand opportunities to young Minnesotans, particularly those who live in rural areas. So if you're unsure of what District 23A covers, it includes portions of Freeborn, Waseca, Steele, and Faribault counties, so mainly in the southern or southeast portion of the state. The seat of District 23A is currently held by State Representative Peggy Bennett. However, she is campaigning now for governor, so that is why this seat is open. All right, our final story, kind of something to get excited about for summertime. Vendors and entertainers are now able to apply to be a part of this year's Thursdays Downtown in Rochester, which we always look forward to. So the Rochester Downtown Alliance is looking for any local businesses, food vendors, artisans to showcase their products and their talents and their unique offerings at this festival. So according to RDA, Thursdays Downtown is going to be returning to its familiar footprint. That is along First Avenue Southwest and Peace Plaza. We know that in last year or two, maybe I think it was actually just last year, they had to change the location of Thursdays Downtown due to construction. So you don't have to worry about that this year. It will be back in its normal area, of course, providing a variety of food, local foods, handcrafted goods, all the live music performances, and so much more. Something new at Thursdays this year. There's going to be a youth booth What is that? It's designed to give young entrepreneurs an opportunity to sell their own handmade creations, which is pretty cool. I am looking forward to seeing that and seeing what creative things our young residents here have to offer. So, if you'd like to apply to be a vendor or involved in Thursdays downtown this year, it does cost $30 to apply, and the deadline to submit your application is on April 10th. So you have just about a little over a month to get your applications in for that. All right, last but not least, want to share the weather forecast. So this is kind of our top headline for the day. Obviously, we have been mentioning that it is a first alert day. And so on that note, meteorologist Ted Schmidt has been very on top of keeping our KTTC website, the First Alert Weather tab, up to date so that you can stay informed. You can read and watch the different forecasts and read what's to be expected for today. So essentially, we're dealing with a threat of heavy rainfall and some strong thunderstorms for today. So what we can expect are scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, which we've already seen some of across the area. And then another cluster of storms are likely to develop in the late afternoon and evening hours, particularly as you can see in this video thumbnail on your page right here that I'm showing you. Ted has the hours highlighted in red for those, the next cluster of storms to be from 6 p.m. until between 11 p.m. and midnight. So keep that in mind. Large hail and strong wind gusts are possible during that time because of an approaching cold front. We could see an inch or more of rainfall coming to the area, which also could lead to the potential for flooding. So keep that in mind. After this, we are going to see temperatures kind of rising into the 50s and 60s for the next couple of days. So just keep that in mind as well. A lot to kind of track in the weather department. So I just want to make sure that you are informed and know what's going on. If you need to see more, watch more, read more about the forecast today, you can download our free KTTC news and weather apps. You can get all of the information right at your fingertips so easily for free by downloading those apps right onto your smartphone. All right, that's all the news and weather that I have for you on this Finally Friday. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and I hope to see you right back here for another edition of Morning Pulse on Monday.